Hey everyone, great to see you here. Today we have a story about something really intense and unexpected, so let's jump right into it. I always looked up to my sister Emily. She was 16 years older than me, and I adored her in the way some kids adore pop stars or superheroes. She was everything I wanted to be: confident, beautiful, bold. People gravitated toward her effortlessly. She never treated me like a little kid. Instead, she taught me things: how to braid my hair, how to talk back to boys who were jerks, how to sneak out without getting caught. If anyone ever gave me trouble, she was the one person I could count on to have my back. She was more like a really cool aunt than a sister. Honestly, our parents were strict, religious, cold. There was always something distant about them, even when they were trying to be affectionate. It was like they were following a script of what loving parents should do, but the warmth never really made it into their eyes. But Emily, she was my home. There were odd things, though. Things I didn't think about much until later. For example, my mom had supposedly given birth to me when she was 45. At the time, I didn't even realize how rare that was. I remember asking once if I was adopted, mostly because other kids at school made fun of how old my parents were. But Mom had laughed it off and said I was their miracle baby, nothing more. I let it go. Then came my senior year of high school. I had just turned 18 and was starting to fill out college applications. One day, I asked my mom if I could have my birth certificate. I needed it for financial aid paperwork. Her reaction was weird. She paused just long enough for it to register and said, "Oh, sure. I think it's in the safe upstairs. I'll get it later." But she didn't. Not that day. Not the next. Every time I asked, she brushed me off or claimed she forgot. That's when I started getting suspicious. I don't even know why, exactly. It was just a feeling. So, one afternoon when they were both out grocery shopping, I went upstairs to the safe. It was hidden behind a picture frame in their bedroom. I tried the combination: my dad's birthday. No luck. Then I tried their anniversary. Bingo, the door popped open. Inside were insurance papers, passports, an envelope with some old photos, and a folder with my name on it. I opened it and my stomach dropped. The folder contained hospital documents from the day I was born, but the mother listed was Emily, not Mom. There was a long note attached, handwritten, that explained everything. Turns out, Emily was my biological mother. She'd had me when she was 19, but because of family pressure and fear, she couldn't raise me. Mom and Dad agreed to take me in and raise me as their own child, so Emily could stay free to live her life. The note said it was a secret pact meant to protect me and keep the family's reputation intact. I sat on the floor for what felt like hours, rereading the note, trying to make sense of it all. All those years, I had been calling my real mother my sister, and my mother my mom, but she was actually my aunt in a way. I didn't know what to feel: betrayal, confusion, relief. When Emily came home that evening, I confronted her. She didn't deny it. Instead, she hugged me tightly, whispering how much she loved me, how she did what she thought was best, but also how much it hurt to keep the secret. Mom and Dad found out I had discovered the truth. The house was icy cold for weeks. I felt like I was walking on glass. At school, I told my closest friend. She was shocked but supportive. Still, I kept it mostly to myself because I didn't know how the rest of the world would react. The worst part was watching my family fall apart. Mom started drinking. Dad stopped speaking to me except for necessities. Emily tried to be there, but it wasn't the same. And the question haunted me: what did this mean for me? Who was I really, and how could I ever trust them again? Days turned into weeks, and the tension at home only grew thicker. I was caught in a storm of emotions, anger, sadness, and an aching sense of loss. I wanted to scream, to run away, but I felt trapped. One night, after a particularly heated argument between Mom and Dad, I packed a small bag and left. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I just needed space. I ended up at a nearby coffee shop, my safe place when things got rough. That night, a stranger noticed me sitting alone, staring blankly at my cup of coffee. He was older, kind-eyed, and asked if I wanted to talk. At first, I was hesitant, but eventually I poured my heart out. I told him everything about the secret, the family falling apart, and how lost I felt. He listened patiently, then told me a story of his own, how he once felt betrayed by his family but found strength by embracing his own truth. That it was okay to feel hurt, but important to forgive, not for others, but for yourself. That night changed something inside me. I realized that I had the power to decide who I wanted to be, regardless of my past. When I returned home the next day, the atmosphere felt different, not lighter, but charged with unspoken words. My parents looked worried, my siblings curious but cautious. I decided to confront the situation head-on. Sitting my family down, I opened up about everything, how I'd felt abandoned, confused, and scared. To my surprise, they listened, no interruptions, no judgments, just silence and understanding. That conversation marked a turning point. My parents admitted they hadn't known how to handle the secret either, how it weighed on them every day. We started family therapy soon after, a place where every voice could be heard, where the past mistakes could be faced and healed. Slowly, trust began to rebuild. My siblings, once distant, reached out more often. My parents became more present, and I realized that secrets, no matter how painful, could be a catalyst for growth if faced honestly. Months passed, and our family was far from perfect, but we were healing. The secret, once a heavy shadow, became a chapter of our story rather than the whole book. I found new strength in vulnerability. I started writing about my experiences online, hoping to help others who felt trapped by their own family secrets. The response was overwhelming. Messages from people who saw themselves in my story, who felt less alone. Looking back, I realized that secrets are powerful, but so is truth. It's scary to face, but it can bring unexpected freedom and connection. Today, I'm not defined by what was hidden, but by how I chose to rise above it. Family isn't always about perfection, it's about love, forgiveness, and the courage to be real. Update: it's been a few months since we laid all our cards on the table. You'd think the worst was behind us, but suddenly a new drama unfolded. A relative we never even suspected suddenly wanted to get involved in our lives, claiming they wanted to help, but their motives raised doubts for all of us. This made me rethink who to trust and who not to. It turned out family secrets were just the beginning. Ahead of us was a fight for truth, love, and holding on to what we finally found. Now, we stand on the brink of a new chapter, and I'm ready to share with you how things will unfold next. Thanks so much for watching this story all the way through. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps support the channel and keeps the stories coming. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so feel free to share them down in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation respectful and positive. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.